بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم كن لوليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا يا مدبر الأمور يا باعث من في القبور يا مجري البحور يا ملين الحديد لداود صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بنا ما أنت أهله في الدين والدنيا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear friend. Alhamdulillah, we are up to week 7 of the RSR period. Last week we didn't have a lecture, unfortunately. I thought it might be a good chance for you to catch up with the sessions and your lectures so you can submit your assignments on time. I'm very proud of those people who already have submitted me their answers. I have read some of them and they are so great. This week, as you know, we always have our sessions like the first part we talk about a verse, and then the second part we talk about a story. This week I thought to make it a bit different. As you know, it's the birth of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, the last couple of days, and I thought maybe we keep the lecture just talking and having some discussion about Imam al-Mahdi. So in the first part I called it "Let's Just Speak About Our Imam More." Actually, Imam Ali alayhi salam says in one of his sayings, whoever loves something, he would repeatedly speak of it. We claim that we love Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, so maybe we need to talk about him more and include him in our discussions more. So I thought maybe in this lecture we try to learn something, to discuss a few things about the Imam and learn a few things about him, so we can fill our souls with the fragrance of Imam Sahib al-Zaman alayhi salam, inshallah. So this week, excitingly, we will discuss some interesting points about our beloved Imam. So one of the points will be, why did the Imam disappear? And why do we need an Imam? And some of the special qualities about our Imam. So let's start with the first point, which is, why did the Imam disappear? If you remember from the previous sessions, and you've been a good person, you've been listening to the sessions very well, I have mentioned previously and talked about the companions of Imam al-Mahdi, the Imam Hassan alayhi salam and Imam Hussein. And I have compared between them. So we saw how the people at the time of Imam Hassan, they preferred their life and their comfort over the will of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. At that time when, Muawiyah has asked him for a battle for a fight, and that he has to give his pledge to him. And so basically the people at that time, they didn't really care if the Imam would disappear from their life, and they all what they wanted is their comfort, and that they want to protect their life. On the other hand, we saw that the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they could not bear the separation of Imam Hussein. They preferred they preferred death over they prefer to die over just living a life without the presence of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So this is the category of people that we have, and we see from the beginning of the history, starting from Imam Ali alayhi salam till Imam Mahdi, we have this category of people who don't care about the presence of their Imam, and they wouldn't really, it really doesn't really matter for them that the Imam they're not living at the time of the Imam, or they're not living at the Imam is not present among them. And because of that, because people don't value it, because people don't appreciate the presence of the Imam, Allah takes this blessing away from them, because they don't value it, because they don't deserve it, and they don't appreciate it. So this is one of the reasons that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes it away from them when they don't appreciate it. Another reason, let's say that Imam was to stay and instead of being ghaib, he would just continue just like the other Imams. If that happened, then he would be killed, just like how the last 11 Imams were killed, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to protect him. That's why the Imam went on ghaiba, or he disappeared, to protect him from the criminal rulers who don't want to see the Imam, not even his followers, walking on the face of this earth. So that is one of the many reasons why the Imam disappeared, is because for his protection, because we always have to have an Imam, and also because people didn't appreciate the blessing. And that takes us to the other part of our discussion. Why do we need an Imam? Why do we have to have an Imam? So, in fact, for us to answer this question, it really needs a deep discussion. It's not something that we can answer in one session. So it needs really deep talk and to address this issue. However, we will just mention some headings and just briefly talk about it. So one of the things that we need to realize in order to understand why do we need an Imam is that the Imam is not just someone who knows everything on Quran and Ahkam. Yes, that's true. The Imam knows all the knowledge in the Quran, or all the Ahkam, and what the things that we should do and what the things that we shouldn't do. But that's not it. That's not all about the Imam. There's something more into it. The Imam, in fact, has the secrets of existence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, as we read in in Quran, one of the verses, وَعِنْدَهُ مَفَاتِحُ الْغَيْبِ لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا هُ, which means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the keys of the unseen and the hidden world. No one knows them except Him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given these secrets and these keys to the Imam, which makes his role in the existence very crucial. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, in one of his sayings, he says, لَوْلَا بَقِيَّةُ اللَّهِ لَسَاخَتُ الْأَرْضُ بِأَهْلِهَا. And that hadith means, had it not been for the presence of an infallible Imam in creation, the earth would have been demolished and perished. So, the entire creation and all the universes will be destroyed without the presence of the Imam. So the Imam has a crucial role in the existence, and that's why we always need to have an Imam. Now the third section of this part talks about some special qualities of Imam Mahdi. You know, when you love someone, you keep talking about their qualities and their characteristics. So in this part, I thought to mention a couple of special things about the Imam. One thing is that his birth was hidden and that he got to lead prayers at a very young age. So all of us, we know that the Imam, when he came to this world, no one was aware of his arrival. And when his mother, Sayyidah Narjis Khatun, when she was pregnant, when she was pregnant with the Imam, anyone would look at her, wouldn't expect that she's pregnant. So Allah made it hidden, so the pregnancy, and no one would know about it. And that because the rulers at that time, they were really eagerly waiting for the Imam. So they wanted, once he arrived, they wanted to kill him, because it's a threat for his for his kingdom and for his their ruling. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it a secret, and no one knew about it until he came, and they didn't even knew that he came. So if you look at this story, it is very similar to the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it protected him from the rulers and from Fir'aun and his junud in a similar way. He also has made his birth hidden, and his mother also didn't look pregnant at that time. So that's one of the interesting things to know about Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. We probably already know about it, but it's worth talking about it. As we said at the beginning of the lecture, if you love someone, you would talk about them and about their stories. Another part of the life of the Imam that I thought it's interesting to share with you and to discuss is that he got to lead the prayers at the age of 4. So after the martyrdom of his father, Imam al-Askari, he led the prayers. And Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam also had the same thing. He also had to lead the prayers at a young age, but not like that young. He led prayers at the age of 8 or 9, so around that range. After the martyrdom of Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, also he got to lead the people for prayers. So what does that tell us, and what we can learn from that is that, as we mentioned in the beginning, that the Imam is not an ordinary person. So you can see that there's something special about the Imam. So we don't wait for him to reach the age of wisdom, for him to become a leader or to become an Imam. We don't wait for him to learn particular knowledge or reach a particular level and then we say, okay, now he is ready to become an imam. The imam is an imam from day one he comes to this world. And because the leadership the imam has is a divine appointed leadership. So the imam is divinely selected as a leader, and as I mentioned, he is an imam and he's a leader from day one he is born. So these are some of the special qualities of Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. So give it a thought and keep close to the Imam, and may Allah makes us and helps us to get closer to the Imam. I'll leave you with a short break now and come back to you to give you an interesting story about Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam.
سر الغيب يعلم صل يا ربي وسلم ثم بارك وترحم وترفق برسول طاهر بالخير مفعل ذلك المبعوث طاغى وعلى الخلق مقدم في السماء هو المؤيد صلوات على محمد صلوات
Alright, so we reached the second part of our session for today, and it's a story that helps us to discover why the Imam is not coming to us. So the title of this story is Obey Allah in all of your affairs and I will come to you. That is said from Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. So it was narrated that there is a story about this scholar who has a strong desire to see and meet with the Imam. So to achieve that, he thought like he should do, certain prayers and certain du'as. There are in the books they mention, like if you want to see the Imam, do this certain a'mal and do this certain prayers, this time and these many times, and you'll be able to see the Imams. The Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. So he spent so many days and so many nights reading ziyarat and reading du'as and doing adhkar 1,000 times on the day and 100 times on that day. So he was exhausted with this a'mal, and nothing happened. He still didn't get the chance to see the Imam. Until one night he saw in a dream this person came to him and he told him, if you want to see the Imam, then I'll go to this particular market, like a bazaar, and go to this so-called shop, stand there and you will see the Imam. So this scholar in the dream, he went to this market and he looked for that shop, and he just stood there waiting to see, like he was so excited that he was going to see the Imam. And he looked ahead, he didn't find something special. All what he saw was an ordinary person, like a shopkeeper, and he was selling and buying things from people, like, from people, going back and forth in the market, if you like. So, like market goers. And it was like he was looking, and he was like, anticipating something interesting. Nothing really special. And there, an hour later, he saw a man with a beautiful smile, with a great look, and he came and he entered the shop, and he greeted this shopkeeper, and he sat down, and he had a conversation with him in such a kind and a beautiful manner. So the scholar was kind of amazed, kind of happy, because it came to his mind that this man with the warm smile, with the beautiful smile, it's the Imam. But he was kind of wondered and amazed at the same time, like, why would the Imam come and sit down and talk and have time and have a conversation with this simple shopkeeper? So what's all about it? And then an hour later, a lady came and approached the shopkeeper, and she addressed him like my son. She said my son because she's an old lady. She was like to him, look, my son, I'm a very old lady, and I have orphans. I have nothing for them for tonight, and I don't have money. All what I have is these few things from home that I want to sell to get some money to feed my orphans tonight. So if you look and you consider the situation of this lady, she's in a very severe need for the money. Like, she would sell her things for any value. The value of her things were worth $3. So she told him, look, these things worth for $3. I need $3 from you. Help me, please, to buy some food for my orphans. So at such a situation, the woman, the shopkeeper, he could take advantage of this situation, and he could tell her, sorry, I can't take them from you for $3. I will only give you $1. And he take advantage of her situation, and just give her $1. But what he did instead, he didn't just like give her the right amount. He actually tried to convince her that her things actually worth more than $3. He told her, respected lady, actually your things don't worth $3. They worth for actually more than that. They worth $5. And the lady, she was like, no, I'm sure they worth $3. He said, no, you are not. I'm a shopkeeper. I buy and sell things. I'm sure they are $5. So what he tried to do, instead of giving her $3 and then telling her, look, these $2 are from me for you to buy things for your kids, he didn't tell her this actually. So he was trying to look after her feelings. He wanted to make sure that she doesn't feel humiliated. Sometimes when you give people, poor people something, you feel they are broken. You feel like they feel like this like kind of they feel shameful, like taking from people. So he didn't want her to feel this thing. He was very pious in his actions to that extent that he didn't want to make her feel like humiliated. He didn't want to hurt her feeling. So the scholar was looking and was seeing what's happening, and he could see he was amazed by the piety of the shopkeeper. And And then the Imam pointed to him to go to the shop. So the scholar went to the shop, and the Imam told him, don't disobey Allah, and I will come to you. So what the Imam was teaching the scholar in this dream is that if you want to see me, it's not about, sitting down and doing these afkar, hundreds and thousands of times, and doing these du'as or these prayers to see him. If you want to see him, just obey Allah, and the Imam will appear in your life. You don't know. Maybe he will come and he will say Assalamu alaikum, and he will come and he will greet you and he will converse with you. You don't know that he is the Imam. Or maybe you will be able to know. You never know. So the point here is that it's not about how many adhkar you do and how many. Obviously, the du'as and the adhkar takes us closer to the Imam, but they shouldn't be, we do them and we say like, I want to see the Imam. If we want to see the Imam, we should purify our hearts. We should look after our actions. We should make sure that our actions, are we're doing the wajib and we are avoiding the muharram. So like from this story, as you can see, we learn that we should stop disobeying Allah to get the chance to see the Imam, and for his zuhur to become closer. And some of you might think, okay, that's easy. From tomorrow we will stop disobeying Allah, so the Imam come to us quicker, and his zuhur get closer. But actually, just saying we stop disobeying Allah is not enough. We need to truly stop disobeying Allah by our actions, by our sayings, and by our thoughts on the levels. If you remember at the first lecture, we talked about avoiding lying in our thoughts. So we need to be more careful about our actions, and we try to avoid sinning even in the level of our thoughts. We shouldn't even think bad about people. We should look after our behaviors and make sure we're not hurting people. Hurting the feeling of people is something really, really crucial. So like the shopkeeper, he didn't want to hurt the feeling of the lady. So what we can learn from the story is that our ignorance, our bad actions, and our sins are the cause why the Imam is not coming to us. And also what we can learn from the story, as we mentioned, if you want to see the Imam, it is not about how many adhkar and how many du'as and ziyarat you do. It's about not disobeying Allah. If we don't disobey Allah, the Imam is happy with us, and he will come to us. Maybe he will come to us individually, but if all of us, if all the ummah of all Muslims do that, he is so kareem, he will not prevent us from seeing him. So he will definitely come to us. And another thing we can learn is that the Imam is always there for us. He's always around us and amongst us, especially at the doors of the pious people. And the pious people, I mean the people who are careful about their actions. They don't want to, do anything against the laws and the Sharia and the will of Allah. And the last thing is that the Imam may come and help you and, have a conversation with you without knowing him. If you are a sincere person, and if you are, you do the wajib and you avoid the muharram, and you try to be the way how the Imam wants you to be. So that's it for our session for this week. I hope that you have enjoyed it and you have learned something new. Some of the things we have mentioned, we already know about it, but it's worth discussing it and sharing this knowledge together. So just a summary about this week. we have learned few things about our Imam, some of his special qualities, and that why he disappeared, and the importance of his presence in the existence. And we heard a story together, and we learned that unfortunately our sins is what delaying the Imam from coming to us.
دلم جز هوایی ندارم، لبم غیر نامم نوایی ندارم، وضو و اذانم نماز و قنوتم بدون ولایت صفایی ندارم، دلی که نشد خانه یاسین نرگس خراب است و ویران بهایی ندارم. بیا تا جوانم بده رخ نشانم، بیا تا جوانم بده رخ نشانم که این زندگی